Hi, first grade. Mrs. Tamita here. For this week's art lesson, we are going to be reviewing our landscape. So let's see if we can remember what a landscape is. Here are some examples of a landscape. So if we look at what all these have in common, we might be able to remember what a landscape is. If you remembered that these are all images of the outdoors or land, then you are correct. These are all called landscapes because they are all pictures of land or the outdoors. And we also talked a little bit last week about what landscapes show in them. And there was something that we talked about in social studies. If you remember that we talked about our landforms like plains, hills, and mountains, and our bodies of water like lakes, rivers, and oceans, then you were correct. So we created landscapes last week that showed one landform and one body of water. So here are some of my examples. In this example, I made the hill landform with the lake body of water. In this landscape, I made a mountain landform with a river body of water. And in my last landscape, I created a plains landscape or a plains landform with an ocean body of water. But when we drew these last week, you might have done something totally different for me, and that's totally fine. So this week, what we are going to do is we are going to color the landscape that we drew last week. If you didn't draw yours last week, what you'll do is you'll just color and draw it all today. Okay, so I want you to make sure you take your time and color mindfully. We're not scribbling, we're staying inside of our lines. We're trying to make it look nice and show great craftsmanship. You can add some more details today too. You don't just have to color what you drew last week. Add details you might see in a landscape like animals, flowers, rainbows, clouds, whatever you would like. And they don't need to be perfect at all. Just do your best. So here's my example of my colored landscape. I decided to add a few things that weren't in it originally. So I added a rainbow in the sky here. I added some flowers, like a field of flowers here. And I know that might look fancy, but all it is a bunch of polka dots of different colors layered together. You could totally do that. And I also added some long grass around my lake because lots of times there would be some vegetation or grass around a lake that would be very tall. And then I went ahead and colored my whole drawing in, and I took my time to make it look nice. So, like we talked about, your assignment for today is to color the landscape that you drew last week. You need to take your time and color mindfully. You could add some more details, and remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just do your best and have fun.